we are chilling out today. This is not an official stream, but this is me just getting a bit of work done on Cattenburg. Tomorrow we're going to do a bit of work on AHA as well. So trying to make sure get back into a bit of a flow with working on these projects. It's something I personally want to be improving on at the moment, but I've had a bit of a rough month with being productive. But yeah, it's something I am currently working on. So today I'm going to be trying to build on what we went through when we had a chat last week. I'm going to go through that, and then I'm going to try and actually build it up and flesh it out into something a bit more specific. So let's read through first as a bit of a refresher. So players start off with the same 3 characters in their roster when starting a new save game. This allows us to balance the first player's experience in the game. This allows us to introduce different styles of adventurers, meaning like a difference between like a support class and a high health class and a high luck class and a high power class, and a balanced one. This also reduces decision fatigue of new players who initially won't understand what any of the stats do and will not be able to reason which character would be best if they haven't even played the game yet to know how things work. So I'm quite happy with that. I think we should do that, but we should make sure that new characters are introduced. So a new point here, ensure that a new character is introduced in the first chapter, or maybe mission, or maybe before the first mission. It depends how we do this. In the first couple of missions, let's say, to ensure the player understands there's more, understands the characters, that there will be more depth than just the initial starting party. Okay. So, new character acquisition. I guess this kind of comes into here. So we said it would depend on how easy characters die. Yeah, I think so to read through this, new character will depend on how easy it is for characters to die, if they're removed permanently when killed, and how much character variance is required by the gameplay. So they will be removed when killed. So let's get rid of that. And how much character variance is required by the gameplay. Could be a selection of adventurers to choose from each time you return to Cattenburg for a mission. Similar to DD, they would perhaps have different trinkets, passives that makes them unique. Yeah, I remember us having this chat last time. These would need to be the weakest variety of new adventurer. Start on lowest level if we do a level system, or do not have a do not have a passive ability or lock trinket. Okay, that's fine. There could be missions which result in you getting a choice of new adventure as a mission reward. These could be thematic, like you're going to defend a neighboring town, and after doing so, one of the best mages asks you to join. Yeah, that's fine. There could be an adventurer nodes on the mission map that can be found by chance when on a mission. These nodes are optional, and if anything, would require the party to take a detour, making their overall mission more challenging. So maybe, okay, so at this point we need to think the very first character reward. I think that would need to be done slightly differently. We'd need to force it. So maybe the first mission, for first character, force new character reward. Oh my words, it's the wonderful Tim and his turtles. Are you just finishing a 24-hour stream, Tim, you madman? Welcome. TS Just, how you doing? J Maidens, hello, nice to see you. Lucky Gaming, hello. How was the long stream, Mr. Tim? For those who don't know me, my name's Dan. I do game development in Unreal Engine and C++. I work professionally in a studio, but outside of work, I do still like to dabble in my own development, and a couple of the projects I got going on. One is a stream overlay game called AHA, An Honest Adventure, and the second is a card-based game called Cattenburg. So if you want to know more about that, I think we got a link. Yeah, there we go. There's a bit of information about it there. So today I'm just going through with some design stuff. It's not an official stream day, but I needed to do some design work on this, and for me not to get distracted at the moment, my brain is very easily like going off the rail somewhat, so it's easier for me to stream where I'm kind of forced to do work. 31 hours, Tim. That is a bit more than the 24. Congratulations. Did you make good progress on Accelerate? And Tim, if you need to go to bed, go. And I'm sure anyone in your chat can go ahead and say, Silverback Swift, nice to see you again. I remember you here during the charity stream. Very good to see you again. Okay, so we're trying to lay out at the moment a framework for our card-based game at the moment, where you have a party of adventuring cats. I guess I could go ahead and show a link. Yeah, let me just go to my YouTube quickly. It was quite an amazing stream. Go ahead and tell me more, Tahoe. So if I jump on this, I can just show a tiny bit of Cattenburg in here for you. Where was a recent Cattenburg stream? Oh, I've uploaded loads since. Okay, let's go into playlists. Cattenburg should be in here somewhere. Oh, okay. Why can I not find? Or do I not even put them into a? Do I not even put them into a playlist? I swear I do. Sorry about this. I don't know why I can't find any of my Cattenburg videos when I want to share them. But this is the kind of idea we're going for, like an overworld map. So you need to navigate through these maps, go into different nodes in order to achieve your mission. And the idea is that you would have like a Darkest Dungeon style base in Cattenburg where your adventurers will rest and live, and you can build up a party or a roster of characters that you can take out on your missions. And then the combat itself looks a bit more, I don't know if we got any of it in here. The combat itself is not being shown in this video, which is a little bit of a shame for me right now. Hold on. Okay, you can see some more of the combat in here. So it's kind of like this top down, you have your characters on the left, the enemy characters are on the right, and then there's this concept of there's cards on the board that you need to click on to reveal, and they are your actions that you can take. And then you click on the you drag your character onto the action in order to perform the action. So when you let go of it, it'll do that, it'll attack them or whatever it did. Then it's their turn, and so they will need to reveal cards, and the cards you used got replaced. So it's kind of, instead of drafting a hand each time and playing the cards you want, you choose to use your action points to either reveal more cards and also to play yourself on a card takes an action point. So there's a bit of a balance, and any cards you don't use will remain on the board, so you can memorize them and use them later as well. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea about it. Sorry, it took a while to get some gameplay up on the screen for you. So yeah, this is what Brainoid Games in chat is doing in the dev on. I did a lot of the dev originally because we made this for a game jam. But I'm pretty much busy these days, so I find it hard to work on it fully. But I still try and have catch-ups with Brainoid as he plods away on it, and to give some input on that as well. So question mark events could also give you new characters. I agree, Brainoid. Let me just note that down. Mystery or question mark events could also result in a new character. However, for the very first character, we'd want to force it to be at the end of a mission. I feel we want to kind of take out the RNG in the player's first mission to make sure that they're not getting bombarded with too many distractions, in my opinion. Most of the graphics were made during the game jam. Now we're developing a game further, but most of the current graphics are temporary. Yes, that's a fair point. A forced question mark note. Well, that's one way to do it. But still, I'm not sure whether they need to change character on their, like, midway through a run. Yeah, so I guess that raises another question about the character changing. Is do we still have the option to switch them in immediately? So we have the wonderful friend of ours, Spacey 3D, who's is a 3D modeler, but she likes doing 2D stuff outside of work. And so she did the art and a lot of the character design for this. Okay, mystery question events could also result in a new character. For force new character reward, as a reward of completing new mission, ensuring we introduce this information at a healthy time for the player. Okay, that sounds fine to me. Yeah, you know, that's fair, Brain. That's fair, Brain. It's just I know that I'm tasked at the moment with trying to come up with just like an example flow, and I think that's why I'm trying to keep it in mind. As much as you're right, it doesn't need to be perfect. Uno, how you doing? Nice to see you. Okay, so then we have our base, which is the base for our roster of adventurers, where they can view their roster, assign non-mission activities, which is like a chance for them to recover health if they're not part of the party, whilst the party are out on an adventure. Visit the smithy. That's something we need to consider though, Brain, is like what would stop a player going out on a mission and then cancelling a mission in order to, like, say character D is like on low health, and so they take character A, B, and C out on a mission, but they want to take character D, so they just go out on a mission and then cancel it and come back to the base, or they fail it instantly or something like that. We'd need to make sure that there's some negative thing for those remaining players if you don't like complete a mission. Maybe just a passing thought. Now Cattenburg still needs to be discovered whether or not it feels good as a full-fledged out game. So we're still in that phase. No need to rush. But if it works out well, it'd be great to start giving it a push in terms of things like these Steam Fest things that are going on right now. It'd be great to try and get some like eyes on and get some people in to play it and give feedback once we know what we want to do with it. That's the thing at the moment. We could get some lovely community members who like the game already, who are willing to give feedback. But getting feedback before we know what we're doing with it is questionably useful. Okay, so we're happy with that. We're happy with this roster list of all of them. Jobs to be confirmed. Maybe out of scope at the moment. Okay, they can go to the specialists. That's fine. Configure their loadout. Okay, cool. Adventurers have a series of attributes that need to be managed. This was, purpose, fatigue, health, and then debuffs. Okay, that's cool. So with this, we need to decide, are these different? I guess to be confirmed. Will these be different from negative combat status effects? As I assume, a status effect will be removed between rounds of combat. So I think my answer is yes. Something like that. Glad you're doing fine though, Uno. Okay, and then we have missions. So like in Darkest Dungeon, where you get to choose like, or where you're gonna go to try to take your group of characters. In this, we're thinking of like a Witcher style notice board, maybe with a few missions on there for you to choose from. So we ended up going down this route. So there'll be a notice board, which is the way that all of the missions are presented to the player. The player must select an available mission from the notice board and select a party of adventurers to embark on said mission. Okay. We then say population notice board could be done in a couple of ways. So we have randomized missions contributing to an overall entrustment level. So this was the idea that you need to complete N missions, and then once you complete and each mission gives you, sorry, you don't have to complete N missions, you need to gain N XP, and once you get to that that experience cap, it will open up an entrustment mission, which is the story mission that you'll complete. And then you'll go back in that grind again, that you'll get more generic missions on the board that you need to go and complete, do your deeds for the Cattenburg, and then Lady Cattenburg will call upon you to go off on another mission. Reputation. Yeah. Thank you. I think we have that a few times, don't we? Cheers, Brent. Although reputation with other factions can be confusing, but that's fine. We can do it in a reputation way, because you can just have reputation with Cattenburg. It means it's not a separate system, and you can have reputation with other factions, like we said we might have for the sake of getting being able to buy stuff from them while missioning on a mission in their area. So I think that's okay. Let's just stick to the one turn for now. One reputation, many uses. Brenda, did you know it's not that long until Ludendare now? Let's have a look, shall we? Any news? 4 months ago. No. Oh, these are all games made with Core because he was sponsored, I guess, right? Yeah. However, the next one does start in 33 days. So in just over a month. I need to book off some time for work. I haven't done that yet. Hello there, Artifacts. Nice to see you. Lovely to see you. Lovely. Hope you've been keeping well. But yeah, the hype around that will start in the next week or two, I think. You couldn't find that info. I can show you that info. Give me a sec. Okay. I had to share this with someone else before. What? It might have been on his actual account as well. Let's have a little look. Oh man, he tweets all the time though. I get. How often is he tweeting? Oh, bloody retweets as well. Is there a way to not see retweets? Can I just search on his Twitter? Oh, I don't think you can you? No, but it annoys me because I linked it to someone else. Give me a... hey, Anakin, is there a way to do that? I don't know if there is. Is there? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you're guessing. But anyway, regardless, I'll have better luck looking on here because I remember I messaged Alicia about it. I'll find it quick. Okay, I can't find it. we're moving on. You can do it with from at username. I'm not, but I don't understand what you mean. Like, I'm on this profile, so I don't. So I type from this guy, Mike Kasprak, and then I put in oh, yeah, what would it even be? Yeah, but that's just going to show me messages from him, right? Oh, so you're saying that would be not retweets? Is that your point? Did I misspell it? Oh, did I do? I did, you're right. Oh my gosh, this is frustrating how long I'm losing on this. So if I do that. So this just gives me messages from him rather than retweets, right? Okay. However, this dude tweets a lot. And it doesn't show everything. It was a while ago, like this is like 2 months ago. So I don't know if will it get to a point where it stops showing? It's because he tweeted out at someone saying like, oh, I wish there was going to be like a jam with more time for people to do it, and then he quoted it saying, well, you know, we're going to be doing this for LD50. I'm going to find it now, and then I'm going to tweet at him and ask, can we, is there any further information on this? Actually, because it's only a month away, it'd be good to actually know. We've committed to this now, unfortunately. New flexible submission category. With Lundarii Extra, you pick your own schedule between the start and their results, nearly 3 weeks. Submit. So I guess we were gonna at Mike. Any more official? Is there any official word on this now? Actually, no, I don't need to say that. Okay, there we go. So that was it, Brain. In here, I think. Let me copy it so we don't lose this. There you go. Okay. Anyway. Okay, we were going through this. It was definitely, Brain, 100% worth it. I'm sure everyone enjoyed. A treat for all. Okay, so randomized missions contributing to an overall reputation level. I think we decided to go with that in the end, right? Rather than this. Yeah, I bolded this one. So we're going for this. Added to the notes for when a player completes a mission and returns to base, all missions are replaced by a new selection of missions. Yeah, I guess it's the replenishment bit. We're not 100%. Oh, we talked a time expiration. Yes, we did talk about expiration. Yes, so that would be the way that they go, and when they expire, we add a new one. Okay. So they all, each complete mission gives progress towards our reputation. You're presented with a special story mission when you get to a new level of reputation. Once completed, the cycle repeats. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then replenishment missions. We had a bit of a chat about this. Story missions, yeah, that's fine. That was just discussion how a story mission could be presented. That's not particularly. I remember it. We don't need to discuss that. Side missions, all previous missions. I think we went for exploration on. Yeah, so this one's been bolded here. Yeah, so we went for that. Excellent. Okay, cool. And then mission could be associated with certain fractions. You earn reputation with clans. Entrustment. I like entrustment because it's different, but I think reputation would be a lot more accessible to new to players. Defeat boss, clear out. Okay, yeah, these were the ideas of them. Special missions could trigger this. Okay, so I think I now. Also foreigners, yes, fancier words, especially if they're uncommon. And they're not on TV. So adventurer, they die. Upkeep, a future problem. We spoke about that as well. So for now, we're not going to worry about it. Okay, cool. So this was a good kind of discussion for it. I think if I just go discussion and whack this in as a header by there, and then by here we can actually chat about a first draft then, I guess. Okay, so I guess you should start. You start in Cattenburg town view, or is Cattenburg a town or a city? Let's just say Cattenburg view. I don't need to decide right now. It depends on the populace, right? It depends if there's a cathedral built there or not. You start in Cattenburg view. Where will they need to assemble their party? No, their party will already be set up. So let's not introduce new. Okay, so I just want to have a section where I can write notes on like introducing new mechanics to players. So loadout. This can be skipped initially and introduced after the first mission, or acquiring a new trinket. Yeah, don't need to tell people about things they can't use yet. So you start in Cattenburg view. You will already have a party. Loadout. So I guess you'd be good. Let's think now. We'd probably want it so that we'd have someone tell you about the notice board, right? NPC tell you about the notice board. We can keep the text really dry for now. No flavor. Just saying, hey, you can pick up missions from that notice board. I'm gonna actually just write that. Hey. Enough of those. Lady Cattenburg. Mutation by the likes of Lady Cattenburg. Okay, that for now is fine. So then what we need to do is we have the mission selection. So what do we call this? I think we call it the notice board, right? Or was there a different word for it? Did I say board? Yes, okay, notice board. Have we got this up here? No, let's whack this up here. This is one of our terms we're going with then. Unless we could call it mission board, but I think notice board is more thematical. So we'll go with that. So this is going to be the quest hub. The UI acts as a quest hub for the current for Cattenburg. I was going to say the current location, but let's not expand the game before we've started it. Okay. Yeah, that acts as a quest hub for Cattenburg. Okay, cool. So first off, I guess would we just have one mission on there to begin with, or would we have 2 missions just so they understand that they choose? Really doesn't matter. If we want to tutorialize one, you should probably just make them take one. Yeah, let's just have 1 mission. Have the introduction mission. So have only the introduction mission of posted on the board. So so introduction, which is going to be yeah, I agree. And also then when they come back to it, they go, oh yeah, I get to choose which one. It'll be something to them to think about once they understand what a mission is. Like telling people they can choose different missions when they don't know what a mission is. I mean, they can guess, but I think I really want to make sure that we keep those sort of things in mind, not giving information on about stuff they don't need. Because I do that so badly normally. I give so much information to people when they don't need it. Okay. Introduction mission puts on the notice board. Okay, so introduction mission is going to be those pesky rats have been reported to be attacking our supply routes. Leaving Cattenburg short on food. Head out to clear out as many yeah, I guess we could just do it as a clear out as many as you can and you get bonus XP based on how many you cleared out. If they're just moving around the map and we have this concept of time going past, right? I wonder if that could work as well. No, but if we want to keep it simple, I guess here. Okay, out 3 packs of rat. I don't like that it just says. I'm trying to think of the way we presented the player. It's very MMO. We're like, clear out 3 wolves. Like, who would say that? I think the text, the flavor text doesn't need to say it, but then you'd have like a mission tracker which would say how many you need to do. I think that's a bit better because the gamification of it is clear when they check, but we're not taking them out of. We're not instantly putting it in their faces that it's that sort of simplification of it. Ah, yeah, that could be an interesting one. Okay. So leaving neighboring villages short on yeah, okay. Applies to, we need to come up with a bunch of cat names. Powys, like Portsmouth. There you go. It's a place in England called Portsmouth. Easy. So we also, the thing with Nightfall is we're not forcing it. It's not like, oh, it's game over if the night comes, right? It just gets harder. That was the idea of it. So I don't think we need to say anything about that. Okay, cool. So the only choice would be to accept the mission. And then I think we should still have a like confirm your party screen, because it gives you a chance to see your party. You just won't be able to swap anything out. Because you can have like an OK button, lit a pool. Okay, we're going to keep a note of these. Yeah, now I just want to think of cat pun names. I think maybe Purbekistan is a bit of a far-fetch. Anyway, okay. So confirm party screen presented. Despite not being able to choose additional members, party members, change members button, grayed out with tooltip. You have no additional adventurers in your roster. Something like that, I'm thinking. Ah, Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur is great if there was a football. It's a shame, isn't it? Because we only ever say Hotspur in relation to the football team. It's good, though. I like that. Okay. So the purpose of this is to introduce. I don't know if do I need to explain this? No, I don't need to explain it. Let's just put it in notes here. Helps players understand the concept of a party, or introduce. So confirm party. Yeah, I don't think it'd be confirm party. It'll be like prepare for mission, maybe. Or like, yeah, what could we call it? The pre-mission departure screen. Maybe mission preparation screen. I guess here you would be able to like change the loadout. You'd also maybe be able to buy supplies if we want to do that for certain stuff. Usually games use loadout there, but we use it. Well, I think you could still do your loadout on that screen, but I think you can do your loadout elsewhere too. Right, if you're just in the town managing stuff and you haven't chosen a mission yet, you should still be able to go in and change like what your characters are doing, I guess, right? Good evening, Merlin. How you doing this fine day? Okay, so yeah, we've gone preparation. Yeah, let's maybe... Yeah. Okay, cool. This could probably come back in one as well. Okay, cool. So, and then they embark on it. So do we want a custom embark on mission button or start mission? Button pressed to start. Sorry, I get frustrated with sometimes how I'm like, oh, let's write this concise, and then I always want to elaborate. But if I elaborate too much, these documents become so useless because they're so big. What's stressing you out, Mel? I'm doing okay as well, thanks, mate. I'm doing all right. Okay, so So first mission. Alright, we'll go with Liverpool for now. So that's the name of the mission. Supplies to Liverpool. Not Liverpool. Liverpool. Okay. So we need to, from an implementation point of view, is what I'm kind of trying to think of now. We would probably want this to be a custom map. Like a handmade. It's either a handmade map or we balance the parameters such that there is definitely, like, we have a system where we can feed in values to our map generator. But it might be nice to have the ability to make a handmade map. I think for missions it'd be nice to make handmade ones as well. Force question mark event. A Cattenburgian was ambushed and lost their supplies, asking to join your party. So are we not starting as a group of 3? We're just starting with a group of 2. I can't even remember if what we said here. I thought we said we'd start with a group of 3. Start off with the 3 characters in a roster. Yeah, no, I'm fine with doing that. I'm fine. We could do that like 3 events in, or so it's just so they have a chance to get used to combat, just as the 2 cats to begin with. I guess it gives you less things to manage. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So I guess the only downside about it is our character party screen will just have like 2 out of 3 on it on our mission preparation screen, but it's not the end of the world. Okay. So this would be a handmade mission. I think if we want story quests as well, we definitely need to be able to make a handmade map so that we can balance it to be exactly what we want. It'd be nice if we can try and recreate it just with procedurally passing in parameters to ensure that it still has a similar balance and a certain amount of resources available and things like that. But let's go with a hand design, an option to do that. Even if we just provide a list of nodes and the connections, we don't like manually place stuff that you can feed it like a nested graph of data to create one from, if you will, and then it can place it out wherever. But we've defined the connections and what the nodes are. An XML thing, yeah, that's, you know what I mean. I think we're on the same wavelength there. Okay, a handmade mission. Introduce the game mechanics. I think it'd be nice to introduce the idea that characters can go back and forward. So I'm kind of imagining if we have a start node there that you know, we could have one with our question mark up here, and then it doesn't go anywhere else, but then this one goes to our I don't know what. Yeah, we got to think what other type of nodes we're gonna have. So I guess at this point this would be like a combat one. We'll just do this for combat for now. But then from here this one goes on and can have another point. And then you might have a branch over here again, this is just to get my thoughts flowing with this. So my thoughts with this is that we could have things. It's like an optional fight could go here. It's up to them if they want to go and take it. Maybe that could be rewarded with something as well, but I think for now let's just keep it simple. We could do this for future designs. So this is mystery. What have we got, like, different events at the moment? Is there? I guess we've just got enemies, right? I'm just thinking, would there ever be just like empty nodes? I can't. I think I'm trying to. I need to look at this to remind myself. Where are you, Cattenburg map? Yeah, I think at the moment we had like fights. We got campfires. Yeah. Once you visit a combat node, yeah. So the tile would like flip over. So I think it's important to introduce that idea of like an empty tile as well. So we'll have some empty tiles. We like facing down things. Well, whatever. I don't care exactly how it's done. Sorry, Merlin. You said all recent events stressing me out. Kind of doing it to myself by going down. Right. Oh yeah. I'm the same actually, dude. I had a very. I don't feel I was like the best I could be last week at work once things started kicking off. Yeah, especially today hasn't been a good day in that regards either, with the kind of latest developments. But yeah, it's tough, isn't it, dude? You're not alone though. You're welcome to talk about it on the Discord if you want, man. It's tricky because yeah, you're right. We can dig ourselves into rabbit holes looking into this stuff, but alternatively, if you don't do that, then yeah, you're not thinking about it. You're happy, but it's pretty serious. So I think it's being completely naive to it is not the best thing either. Okay, so these are just going to be grassy tiles. I don't know how I can represent these. Okay, so what I'm thinking about is so we got one fight here. I'm wondering, first off, let's introduce them to movement. Look at me overthinking this, but this is design. I don't mind spending a bit of time thinking about this. Don't mind at all. And I'm doing this for the project, not for entertainment. So I'm sorry if it's not the most entertaining, but my intention today is to think about the project. So I'd like to go like this. This puts less confusion for the player. And it means if they go to here and nothing happens, they go, oh, I could go back and then check it out, right? COVID's over. I don't know if COVID's over, but it's definitely not escalated in a terrible way, which is nice. How are you doing as well, Chris? Nice to see you. Okay, so you go here, you have an intentional fight. You go here, you have a choice. And then by here, I wonder whether we should do just a little campfire. I don't know, campfire, it's only meant to be a night though. I don't know how well the rest mechanic works. I guess it'd just be like sit and recover, right? You can still have a campfire and not sleep, right? I think we should just avoid tents, maybe. I don't think I needed the yellow. That'll do. It's fine. Okay, and then the idea then is that we would have one more big, unavoidable fight. I say big fight. I don't think it's going to be a big fight. We'd have one more of these. Right here. And then at the end of it is our goal of Liverpool or whatever we're calling it, right? So let's go back to this. Yeah, I guess we could put like a little flag, something to indicate a goal. So I guess we would still have this. It would be like a little town icon, I guess. Because you can maybe visit towns for other reasons later in the game, so we can reuse that asset and that concept of like it's a place that you can visit. So if this is like a little hut, and then I guess what we could do, you're either going to go for that, like, oh, this is a quest location, so you put the yellow thing above it, but that makes out as if you'll get a quest there. However, I do quite like that. At the towns you recruit people, cool. All right. Yeah, it'd be nice if we had it so that you can buy stuff, but based on that reputation stuff that we talked about earlier. But for now, what we'll do, we'll just represent it maybe with a goal flag. Something like that could work, right? So one confusing thing I'm thinking for the player, and I'm glad it looks like a Super Mario World, because I think that is kind of the style we're looking at actually. But there's going to be a slight negative to moving freely repeatedly. On point, hello. How did you progressively get better at programming while you first started? It's for me, I think it was just working on something that I was excited to work on, so that I'd continually want to have something that I want to work on, not like, oh, I'm going to read books today. I think like applying knowledge is or having a problem to solve which requires you to learn a little is probably a better way to move forward than trying to study your way to victory. So that's what I would recommend. Like if you start on a game where you follow a tutorial and you don't do all the code yourself, and then try and add more challenges to that existing game, get a bit more personality, make it more yours. If you're doing game dev, this is it could work with non-game dev as well. Take a project to make a certain application, you know, and then customize it to do what you want, and then you know, share it with someone, make it something interesting, and give you incentivize yourself a little. I don't like this flag icon. I think we need maybe it can just be a border. Sorry, I didn't quite get around to finish what I was saying though. So if we just say that the quests, what color would quests be? For now, it's going to be orange. Whoops. So let's say the tile that we need to get to is just has an orange border. That's our goal, let's say. Yeah, indeed, Hexer. Sounds good to me. There's different ways though on point, but that's what I personally recommend, because I can't think of myself thinking that question when I was learning, because I just started doing game dev at a kind of bit of a midlife crisis in my life, and that I just really fell in love with it, and I didn't have to think, oh, I need to do work today, and I was streaming like 12 hours a day trying to learn it, and I think that sort of stuff was motivating. It's just having something that you, oh wow, I can do this. I can make something that I'm actually interested in making. So if you can find an area you're interested in, that will probably spur your motivation to keep going. Okay, let's say this is the starting map. So the one problem I have at the moment, right, is the confusion. If I am the player and I go here, and then I want to go back there. Well, one, I can't just go straight there, just because we want them to understand the way that our graph nodes work, right? Ideally, there would be like some boulder or something in the way, so it makes sense why they couldn't go there, right? Anyway, the confusion bit is, if this is Cattenburg, then if they go back there, would they expect to go to Cattenburg? In this scenario, we wouldn't want that, but realistically, maybe you can go back to Cattenburg. So maybe we need one subsequent node, like the outside of Cattenburg, and then the next one would be like, oh, you are going to abandon the mission and return to town. Do you want to do that? That's not Cattenburg, just an empty node. Where you start. Yeah, okay, so let me just... I guess visually, maybe we would have... Maybe it's not even a node. maybe this would be just like a visual representation of Cattenburg. I'm pretending Cattenburg is like a castle at the moment for some reason. So this is the like the towers, right? Yeah, just so there's something visually on the map to imply, oh, you're based in Cattenburg. I think we shouldn't see Cattenburg there. Okay, so okay, in which case then, for consistency, this should be this. How about that instead? Yeah, you're right, because for other missions, we'd have to consider that, right? Bizarrio? Hello, hello. How you doing, wonderful? Moons? What are you on about moons? I'm getting confused. Already, in your first statement. And Sublate? How you doing? Thank you for getting involved in chat. You could just go south, but the idea is we're making like a node graph where some movement is restricted. The idea that, say you only have like, say the sun sets in like 8 turns. If you went up here, that'd be 1, then that'd be 2, that'd be 3, 4, 5. If you go up here, that's 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the night would set by the time you get to this tile, and when the night sets, the encounters are more difficult. Or there's a chance that you get a random encounter when traveling between nodes, that sort of thing. So we want to impose like node graph design restrictions so that the player has to make a decision. Well, if I go up here, then that's going to slow me down. Or if I go up here, I won't have time to go to this other route as well. Something like that. Oh, moons. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Thank you very much for 15 months of your support, Bizarrio. Lovely to have you here, as always. But yeah, that's my thinking behind the why we want to have a graph. It's good. These questions are good because it's good for us to explain it to make sure it feels like, are we doing it just because it's an idea in our head, or is there reason? Oh, well, thank you, Bizarrio. You're very much appreciated as part of the community. And yeah, I'm pleased to hear that you're happy to continue supporting the channel. Very nice. Very nice. At least it got cheaper for you recently, mate. I'm glad they made that change. Poor Brainhoid with his tier 3 sub for 54 months. He's the only one who gets to use this. I really need to rework my emotes. Flip. Okay, for now, I tell you what, I think I'm gonna just, we're gonna take this. I tell you what, should we just screenshot it instead? Just, we can whack it into this, just so I don't have it as a random file floating around. Welp. Okay. In here. Here we go. Look at that. I have strong beliefs that Cattenburg is a walled village but built upwards like a cat tree. That's a fun idea. I like that artifact. Yeah, I think the idea of like cat towers would be good. That it's a vertical place. We'll see where Spacey goes with her vision of how she'd like these things to look. Oh, they had the grey line in it, which I don't approve of. We need to quickly remove that. Ruins everything. Apparently there's an eraser tool, but shh, it's fine. Okay, let's go with this. Okay. From generation to generation, indeed. Imagine that. Imagine that. My dad used to... Oh, man, that'd be great. It'd be great. You get to pass it down, though, and then you're relieved of that burden, Bizarrio. So let's just talk through this example here. Make sure we've covered the idea here. So player starts on far left. Oops, are we allowed to say? Yeah, we can say that. It's fine. Player starts on the far left node. Has a choice to go to empty tile or question mark. I guess what we could just have like a yeah, it's making me think, Brain, of how we communicate that idea that the longer you're out going back and forth, the time goes forward. Because it makes me think for this adventure that we'd want to introduce that mechanic, but we wouldn't want it to really impact them unless they went in a loop. I think we talked about this before, right? Didn't we talk about the idea that they would have like a distances if you haven't traveled there before? So this would be like 1 hour, for example, to travel that way. But then once you've traveled there, it would be like half that time. I just worry about communicating like half an hour to a player. I guess that everyone's familiar with clocks and stuff. The idea is like until sundown. So we don't particularly want we don't want a day-night cycle. We just want the fact that the sun goes down, and when the sun is down, that means you should have finished your mission by now, and it's going to get harder because you're taking too long. What are you saying yes to, Brain? Show until night falls, yeah. Yeah, because that means you can have really long days. But it does trouble me. I don't know if we can have any more vague unit at a time. But I don't know, like we could work in minutes. I think people are very familiar with the concept of how many hours are in a day, right? Yeah, so like Hexa, you're thinking like if we had some clock kind of thing with it could be a clock or a half clock, right? With the sun. Don't judge my sun. How dare you? The sun is up here, right? And then we could have like the moon down here. And every time you're taking a turn, you could have the little cat adventurers. I love the idea of this, actually. Imagine this. So you have the cat adventurers here, like little drawn by kids versions of the adventurers. I think Spacey could do this well as well. And then imagine like holding a sword or whatever the characters you've got are, right? And this wheel basically rotates every time. These will stay in the same place. So the sun and the moon stay in the same place. If you think of it like that, but we rotate. Maybe we could just do that, even. I just think this would be really charming, seeing little characters trudge along. And maybe it gets rid of the. Well, I think it's important to have the unit because you want people to strategize, but if you hover over it, it might give you the time, or you could even have info in here. So like, what did we say earlier? Time until darkness or something? Until night falls. Something like that. I don't think you need the unit if you have a concept of how much time has passed. It's almost like a percentage, isn't it? But I think like in this example, we probably don't need one, right? But I just love the idea of having a cute little. Just imagine, you know, like the crayon drawings of people do of people where they're slightly disproportioned. I can imagine Spacey. You know how she does a little cat sometimes, where they've got the little like. Oh, Elisha does these sort of pictures quite cute as well. She'll do like I can't even do it. Well, she'll just do like silly, cute versions of it with slightly like misproportioned things. So, like they could have big, long legs, even, and a sword. Apparently, a sword looks like a flag. I don't know if we will have a node and it'll receive a speed buff. cost less to move from node to node. Yeah, I think that like we should consider that travel time would be improved if if you've repaired your wagon or you upgrade your wagon, right? Or something like that. It allows you to stay out for. I feel like it should be a buff though, like you said, rather than a permanent upgrade. If it's a permanent upgrade, then the map is still. It makes no difference, really. I guess it would if you had the static map. It would make a difference, but if you had a generated map, it would all be relative still. Yeah, it could be. Maybe it's impeded is good. I like that. It'd be more of a case of like, you've damaged a wheel, so it takes now it takes 1.2 hours to get somewhere, like that. Refill wagon turbo litter. What we fill the wagon with litter, which is fuel. Anyway, this was my idea that I'm happy with at the moment. Anyway. Oh, it's meant to have a shield here. There you go, brave cat. Little boots. Now it looks like stockings. Ooh, okay, that'll do. Okay, this is good. This is why we're having these chats. So player stats on the far left node has chosen to go to empty tile or question mark. Each movement. This is what spurred me to think of this. Then each movement will update. Sorry, this music has gone really distracting. Each move will update the time n hours until. Is it darkness falls? I mean, we could just have night falls. Yeah, maybe you'd probably just have. Would we have darkness or night? Do you think? I think we could just have night falls, and then it could be like X hours. And Safiraka, what an absolute pleasure to have you here in chat. Hello, good sir. How are you doing? Nice to have you back streaming. Hopefully life has been going okay for you, dude. Darkness is too darkest dungeon. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Brainoid. We do need to stay away from that. So each movement will update the night falls in X hours. Yes. Okay, cool. Can I does it let you do a freeform? It does. Okay, great. We need to just move this cat along a little bit. I like it too much to get rid of it completely. But we'll borrow this. UI to help communicate, or to communicate that each move takes time. But we don't need to have a pop-up or anything. It'll just, I'm hoping, that's why I want something quite visual. One, it's cute, and two, it'll be easier to notice. Yeah, I bet. Well, tell us a bit about any of your projects you got on the go at the moment then, Safiraka. So this would be like, I could work on something like this sometime, Brainoid. If it's isolated, there's a little UI thing, you know? If I can just get sent a time left sort of UI thing. Data in terms of like how long they've spent and what's the maximum. You could even do something as when you get into nighttime that we could pop up a bunch of little like rats just to like on the on this little globe that we've got here. Or even if it's, I think it'd just be a piece of like spinny cardboard or wood or something like that. Portfolio website I put up for like 3 years. Basically, once I got my job, I neglect. Yeah, well, that tends to be a thing. HonestDan.com currently doesn't show anything. I'm pretty sure. There's my website under maintenance. Nope. I just stopped paying for web hosting because they were going to charge a ton, and I don't use the website. It kind of has to be communicating with the notice, and I guess you can take that part. Yeah, I mean, yes, but I mean, if I just work with it from a pure data point of view, and then it can plug into that node system eventually, right? Is when you update a node, it will broadcast a message out saying, I've moved here, it takes this much time. And then there'll be some manager, some manager will process that, I'd imagine, or some central class. And then that will just send data to the UI, right? The UI doesn't need to know about the whole, how many days are left. It just needs data to drive it, I guess, right? So I guess that's what I meant. Extreme maintenance, yes. It'll be on for a while. Although I would like to get something simple done on a website. I might just go for like a Google site or a GitHub. You have static pages as well you can use. Okay, can you, above is a template. No, as a mock-up of a, we'll animate after each move. The character would bounce up and down to indicate in a simplified moving animation, like AHA1 animation, with the sun and moon remaining stationary the whole time. Okay, that's fine by me. Can you, yeah, there's a way, can you make this be like a, I don't know if there's like a subtext or something like that, but it doesn't seem like there is. That's okay. You can comment. And it may not be what I think it is. How does that look? Yeah, that doesn't do what I want. Okay, never mind. So the idea here is that this will be their first introduction fight. So what? Yeah, the thing is with this, actually, they're not going to hit a new party member, right? Because we're not forcing that event. So this might need to change, but I guess this is just giving an idea at least. Where what could we have an optional node? Do you think, Brain? If we look at this top question one as an optional. Like getting something for combat immediately before you've even seen combat is probably not a great idea. I mean, we could rotate it around a bit and maybe have yeah, how about we take this node, force that there. Or we could even force it after the last bit of combat, actually, before you get to the next town. But then, I feel like you're, So what I was gonna suggest is like this campfire node is the optional one. You get a new member and then join a new fight. Yeah, I just want to make sure they have a fight first. Or ideally maybe two, but... So would they need... I guess we would just keep it super simple, but it just feels... we don't need this start bit. Like this bit here could go if we were doing it like that. Ah, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So what would the optional be, in your opinion? Like, another campfire? At the same time, if you don't learn about campfire, it's not the end, and most players would naturally explore it if they've had two opportunities to go for it. Maybe this one is better though, because I like this would be our forced learn about free roaming. Let me just remember what that was relative to. Oh, that we don't have another one here. Is that what you were saying? Sorry, boss. If it's easier for you, I can jump on voice as well, but. Ah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we could even say, right, go back and recover. But then, what if they've already used that node? Unless we have certain nodes open up at certain times, but then that's confusing too. That's the problem with if we force it. We reveal the node later. Yeah, I guess for tutorial sake, it's not, but it is an extra mechanic. Although we might want to have that in the game anyway, right? Once you've cleared a particular node. So, you know, once you've cleared this particular node, that it might reveal a new path appear. That's proper Super Mario World then, right? That could be one, right? Or maybe even if it's just a different node altogether, it makes more logical sense when it's connected. Yeah, yeah. I just worry about it miscommunicating that you can go back and make a campfire, but I think it should be fine. What do you think the optional should be then here? So let's just, for now, we will... A fight. Okay, cool. Let's sort that out for more rewards, yeah. So they do have a choice. And once you're experienced as well, or once you've played it before, it means you'd go there to get the most out of it. Yeah, cool. Sounds good to me, Brain. Okay, so, yeah, I think once we get a party member here, is this where you said we should force to go back and heal? We could give them the new party member on low health. That could be a good reason to go back. Because you're forced, they might have not taken any damage, but we can force it with this. I think I like that. So this here, once you completed that, so we need this concept, I guess, in our node graph. We need, from a code perspective, of thinking of nodes that are connected. So upon completion, it has it can unlock something, and nodes need the potential to be locked or unlocked. But once that is complete, then I guess we could then open up. Maybe we don't need so many extra steps. I feel having grass to grass is not so good right here. So we're probably gonna get rid of these. Don't ask what happens here. I keep forgetting that I'm on free draw and expect to do a square. So this would open up back here, I guess. So if I represent that through this, and then I can just this could be like unlocked later. Based on this, right? Okay, that could work. Thank you very much, Zax, for the follow. Nice to have you here. All right, are we happy with our first map? Potential. Yeah, I think we are. I just need to. We need a new screenshot. Okay, let's get this into the dock. Where is the dock? Here is the dock. Okay, so this was it. Okay, so they don't have a choice to begin with. No choice to be made. First, fight. Learn about combat. Learn that rewards come from combat. For Cattenburg, hello books now, lovely to see you. Okay, grass, I don't even know how I'd represent that. Empty tile. Enemy tiles become empty tiles, maybe, once completed. Maybe different visual. It's defeated. Okay, and then we have question mark, random event, but we force this to be a character tile. Yeah. Do you think, Brainoid, how are you imagining our characters? Are they going to be like brave adventurers, or are they going to be like, I can't believe it, this is our first, we're going to have to actually do it, we're going to have to kill something? Or are they astute heroes? I imagine if there's different specializations, they'd be astute heroes. You're sweating when they see the rats. Force this to gain a new character tile. Upon completing this, the campfire this is a special case. Force character to be a specific type. We also want to, I mean, which character? I guess we should think about this. Mario doesn't fight. Scaredy cat. Force character to be specific. Yeah, we need to be specific. Two characters in your party. I think we need one that does damage, so maybe the warrior, and then we need one that has action points. So it'd either be bard or priest. For now, we'll probably go priest. And then when they gain a new character, who do you reckon? Do you reckon rogue or do you reckon mage? Or we don't start with the warrior. And if we don't start with the warrior, then you could find a tank. But I think having tank and warrior is not ideal. So a priest warrior to start, okay. And then we find a what? Force. So for now, I will just say our thief class, right? Force character. So special case here. Thief is on low HP. Needs healing. We force the player to go back and heal at the campfire before proceeding. So this is tutorial mechanic only. I don't think we're ever going to need to prevent a character. I mean, you might have like perhaps we would have a place where you can't go forward until you find the key, for example. So you go to different nodes, find the key, and then that unlocks it. So maybe we could implement that in a way that could be reusable. Thinking of that. Special case, the sun HP needs healing. We force the player to go back and heal at the campfire before proceeding. This teaches about campfire, the reduced movement cost when traveling back along the same route. Tooltip. When hovering over a node, otherwise represented on the Nightfall's HUD. I don't know whether HUD or UI I should be saying here, because it's not first person, so heads up display sounds a bit weird, but excuse me. Okay, so by here, I guess we have the orange border. We could always have like a border color, like this means quest. We could have one that represents like you obtain, this will unlock something. You know how we've represented it here with the blue. That's something to think about, but we don't need to decide now. Depends whether we implement that sort of thing more often. Because you could even have like a bit of a trail going off and fading out. And it only like it finishes being opaque once you go to there. Anyway, orange border. This is going to be quest tile. Quest objective, mission objective. Or mission complete, because you might, I'm trying to think, you might have tiles where you need to go and collect things, right? So would we want to highlight those tiles with a bit of a color to say, hey, this is where you get your quest item? And then, oh yeah, mission complete tile would be like the end. I think that would make sense. Okay, cool. I'm going to move those in. Okay, each movement will update the night falls. Yeah, we said that before. It's mock-up. Okay, cool. Lovely. So through this, they should basically have learned what now? I'd like if the player doesn't get rewarded. Okay, let's think about rewards. Because this could be quite overwhelming, the rewards part of it. If they do one fight and then they're like, oh, choose what card you want to add. Is it overwhelming? I don't think it is, but it depends, because we talked about having extra items, Brain, that aren't cards that you earn as well, like scrap and stuff. So I wonder whether or not we, even if it's just like leftover food supplies that have been stolen, like little loot cards that you can then sell when you're back at the town. Like Darkest Dungeon has that, right? Has that you pick up these valuables that are literally you just sell to make money. But I like that it can drop cards as well. Hmm. We've talked about this before. I can't remember where we finished with it though. But receive gold and cards. Yeah, yeah. What's your thoughts on like dropping vendor loot, as I've called it before? I don't think it's a terrible idea because we could even just have one type of thing, just like scrap. We can salvage cards into vendor. Salvage meaning like you break them down, do you mean? Salvage to me sounds like you're saving something. You're managing to turn something, still make something good out of something. Burn that, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they've used that term in a different game though, so you're not wrong. It's just the mental word that came to my mind when you said it. Burn that. Yeah, but it's a lot of cards to be throwing at a player. And also this would allow us to have like quest drops. So say you've got a mission to go and, say we had this exact same mission where they're like, go and get back, 5 lots of supplies from the surrounding rats. And you had a bit of a free full roaming map with rats along the way. Hmm. Yeah. Part of me feels it would be good to have drops other than gold. But then obviously we then need like an inventory system where you can store these things. But that's not too bad either. It is like it's fleshing out a subsystem before we need it. But the alternative is that we just give them gold. I think the easiest solution would to mostly give them gold and maybe one card to get. Just so we can slowly introduce that idea of here's cards, rather than saying, hey, choose which card is the best. We're saying, hey, you get a card. This is one we're giving you. That's the kind of teach them that they get a reward rather than hoping that they can figure out which card is the best yet. And then the next time, maybe they get two. That's the way I would like it. Easy encounters, you get one card mostly. Well, yeah, we can just restrict it then to ensure that they only get one, and we can choose which card reward maybe. Again, I know this is very focusing on tutorial, but I'd like that there's not a huge tutorial. We can just have this as the one tutorial level, and then we can tack this at the start of the game. So if we let anyone try the game, they can do this, and then they can get straight into whatever missions that we've got. Hmm. That's exciting though. I like seeing all of these different paths starting to take a bit more of a solid form, Brainite. It's nice because it's all been ideas and chats, and I like the closer it gets to being something, If you disagree with me majorly as well, please do say. I like forcing card, but we can have like 3 of the same cards as reward as well. Um, well, I'm just imagining it popped up with one of your party members, right? Popped up and said, "Oh, great! I got this new card. This means that we're more likely to pull an attacking card now, or something like that. Once you choose it, that sort of tutorialization. That's kind of why I was thinking it might be good um to force the card, like just in this first encounter. Then after that, it can be like the default system. Because learning the way that you get rewards as well, because you spend action points, don't you, to earn rewards. Choose 3 basic reward cards and teach the player how to add the card to their deck. Okay. Yeah. Or maybe like an extra heal card. You know, some players would like, oh yeah, we could. I'd rather have the safety or something like that. It might appeal to different types of players more. Whereas like being able to smash another character better. So like, yeah, okay, we can. So you imagining that 3 cards layout? Because we're gonna have to also explain the whole. You turn a card. It costs an action point to do it. The way I'm imagining this at the moment, if we have a little pop-up text at the bottom, which is like one of the characters, or we have like a tutorial cat or something, or like there's I don't know, like I feel like a bard would be a good choice if our character wasn't, if we didn't already have a bard character, that there was just someone, you know, who would pop up and say stuff. But we can just take one of the character members to say it. It's not a problem. But just to pop up and say something, short line. Because that's we got to also teach the whole game mechanic. But I think how we did it before was fine. And also, well, okay, thinking about this more, maybe it would be nice to have that little tutorial cat I'm on about, even if it's one of your party members, that they say stuff mid-game, but it's not a pop-up. It's not blocking your progress. It'll be just like a little speech bubble next with their head next to it that'll say commentary about what you're doing. I think that could be an interesting way to tutorialize it, where you don't have to read it, but it'll stay up and it'll just show the next message when you get there, based on what you've just done. Okay, fair enough, Brian. Fair enough. I'll try it. I'll just make a decision on it for now then, so we can move away from that aspect of it. But it's subject to change in future. That's fine. Where were we by here then? So combat rewards. So first off, move from empty tile to encounter. Teaches about movement on the map. Okay, then enemy encounter tile. Teaches the basics of combat. To a simple fight. This is to what are they called? The simple rats, right? Do they have a do they have a name? The normal rats, or are they just called rats? The basics, I can't remember. Rat, thank you. Okay, enemy encounter tile. Encounter rewards. Teaches that combat rewards new cards. And how a player must choose between their rewards. Community calls them rat. Nice one, Artifacts. Thanks for hanging out. Nice to see you. Hello, Wormius. Push a new version. Cool. Thank you for letting me know. Teaches that combat rewards. Result in new cards. And how a player must choose between their rewards using action points. Okay, cool. So they at this point they've gone to here, right? Next they move on. So this will be like teaches that some tiles are safe because they may not have known that about their starting tile. The icon on the tile gives info about what type of tile it is. Okay. They then have a choice, right? So they know what one is, but they don't know what the other is. Choice. Can visit. Take on another fight, or skip it. Yeah, because of the structure of it, it does seem like a skip, right? It's not a choice. It's like an optional fight, I guess we would call this, right? Or skip. Teaches about pathing, I guess, alternative on the map. Maybe concept of this will take longer, but will maybe the reward may be worth it. That sort of, if we have that sort of line pop up as you walk there, I think that could be nice. Okay. And then after that, they have the dialogue pop up. Which is the right spelling, Brain? I hate it. Digital text entry box would be dialogue. Dialogue for a conversation. Yeah. I still don't know because it could be both. Really, couldn't it? Diagonal. Alright, dialogue pop up. To give the you find a oh yeah, what did we say? Which character would it be? Thief. Although it can be confusing saying thief if we're talking about supplies going missing. Injured, but wanting to join your party. Like, do you even get a choice? Realistically, we should not give him a choice at this point. Okay, thank you, Bizarro. Yeah, I'm not. It seems conflicting, the answers on it online as well, which makes it even more worse. It makes it worse, sorry. Ah, nice. Okay, okay. Good, Brainoid. I like that. Okay, simple dialogue here. Join us. Okay, that'll do. So this teaches about, I guess this just sets narrative, but then it will teach about acquiring new party members. So would we at this point need to show like the loadout screen? Because you can move position, you can move it to be like top, middle, or bottom. That's one thing you could do, but you wouldn't have any like trinkets or anything to use. But it might be nice for you to go to that screen so they can look what their abilities are. I think that would be nice. If on our loadout screen we could hover over to see like their special and their I think we already have something like that, right? So on our loadout screen we could have that. And so if we force the loadout screen, it means that the player has a chance to look what the character does, even if they don't have like any different character, any specials or ultimates to change. Teach about acquiring new party members. I think at this point we would need the loadout screen presented to show how Thief is now in party. Gives teaches player about loadout screen as well as the new the character's abilities. Like they should probably see that on this screen as well, right? Mission preparation screen. With tooltips maybe of their abilities. Check the abilities. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is they kind of want to know what it does first. I think that would be nice. Even if they don't do that, giving them a chance to do that, I think would be nice. To look at it. They can just press OK if they want. Choose play about loadout screen as well as an opportunity to inspect their abilities. And stats, I guess, because they may not have seen the card. They probably would see the card by that point, but that's fine. Let's just say abilities. All right, so at that point then what we'd need is next tile is so you can't go to the next tile. We don't have to force it. I guess it shouldn't pop up and say, oh, we should go and get a campfire. I guess it should only do that if you go ahead to the next tile, if you try and click on the next tile. If players naturally see, oh, the campfire's there, and they go and do it, then it's one less pop-up. I think that sounds a nice way to do it in my book. So loadout screen present. Okay, so at this point, lock. So campfire node appears. Maybe some nice like audio or PFX when something shows on the map. I think audio. Let's get rid of PFX. Classic math magician. This places a lock on the next combat tile. If player tries to visit it, a pop-up. Let's just say pop-up for now. We'll say find somewhere for Thief, our new party member, to recover before going into another battle, or into the final battle. We could say that. No, it can't say final. Because that's another tricky thing we've got, is if they didn't go here, then they could go into that when they're on low health and they could die. So we might need to lock this one and this one. Something to think about from a mechanics way of how we implement like this locking. You can just have a list of restricted nodes, I guess. Or maybe a list of permitted nodes from this. But no, because then you could go this way and then up here if we did it that way. So I think we need a list of restricted nodes. But okay, cool. Campfire appears. We're about to go to battle. So lock on any combat tiles. If a player tries to visit them, a pop-up will say we should find some way for a new party member to recover before going into battle. Okay. That is fine. Visit campfire. What do they actually learn here? Learn. You can travel backwards. It takes less time. Travel backwards. Consider health before battles. Oh yeah, that's good. A loadout screen as well shows that a new character is on low health. And on your way back, it's nighttime. What, to teach you about the nighttime mechanic, you're thinking? Yeah, because really I thought maybe the nighttime thing could be something that gets taught further down, but then I don't know. I don't want 2 tutorial levels either. We could just have it first time that it happens. Yeah. You could force it like somewhere here. We could just add end nodes based on how many time is left, how much time is left. But no, I think we will we'll avoid that for now. Okay, so visit campfire introduces heal the party / new character. I can't remember how campfires work at the moment. Teaches a type of non-combat tile, and that health is permanent between battles. Okay, cool. So then they progress towards the final battle, I guess. Again, well, they might have done this as well. We got to keep that in mind. Yeah, that's a nice way to do it. We can just maybe there's a chance that they spawn, right? A chance that enemies will spawn on an empty tile, which is increased by how late it is, and maybe they can. At a point it's 100% chance, and then at a further point it could be elite ones that spawn. But I also agree with you that the existing ones become elite ones. That could be one way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's more intuitive instead of between nodes. I agree with you. I do need to go and get a drink as well. So I will go and do that once I finish this little bit. Finally, to battle before quest mission complete node. This is slightly more difficult, challenging battle. Maybe no. Let's just say against 3 rats Well, we don't want them to lose this, right? But you don't want it to be over so quick that they don't even understand anything, you know? That's why those like survive 10 turns ones would be good, because you force the encounter to last a certain duration. But anyway, we're not going to do that for this. Progress the battle against 3 rats. Choose reward after defeating them. Great. And I guess for now we're not going to force what cards turn. We're just going to let that bit be RNG and just hope they don't draw 3 traps on their first turn. We can maybe remove things like traps to begin with. For the very first fight. Teaches. Nothing new. Reinforcing mechanic. Gain familiarity with combat. I mean, we also should consider that. No, you don't. I don't know whether you should get reputation for every fight completed. The life itself is a trap. What do you mean by that? Nothing new. Game affinity with combat. Yeah, so just a thought on reputation. Would we want it so that every node you complete, you get a bit of reputation as well, but then when you complete a mission, you get like 10 times more? Or only a complete mission? I think only complete mission for now. Because the reward already is to go and get more cards, right? So that you get more resources or better deck. It's more incentive to do it. I think if we start with just mission gives you reputation, and then after that we can revise whether we need it. I think that'd be the easiest way to go. Okay, progress to mission complete node. Dialogue, we can just do simple dialogue with Litapoolians. Oh, thank you, adventurers. The little orphanage of kittens will be happy. Since our last, what was the mission? Supply. Delivery. Okay, that'll do. Then, next step. So, once you complete a mission, do you go straight back to Cattenburg? And how can you quit a mission early? Because in this mission, I don't think we would want to quit early, right? But in future missions, you might want to bail if it's not going well for you. Darkest Dungeon start, right? And so we need to think about how we present that kind of option to the player. Yeah, so a little button. Would we disable that during this tutorial then? That's what I'm thinking right now. So we're thinking that we'd have like some button up here. Don't know if top left is a great place for it. Well, it doesn't particularly matter right now, but so this would be our kind of quit button. So quit mission would be like a button that you can press somewhere, and then when you get here it'd pop up, and then I don't think you'd have to press a button to go back. Yeah, well, maybe would players then want to backtrack and maybe go back and complete? No, I think once they complete the mission, they complete the mission. It's done. If you have sections with quit options between sections, the tutorials could be done, could just be one section. Oh, so do you mean like you have a chance here to quit? Is that what you're saying? Like to go back? Like quit nodes? I'm imagining you meant, oh, group nodes into a set. So are we saying like that all of this is a section on a map? Is that what you're thinking? And then it would pass on to another section over here. And at this point you get a choice. Do you want to go back? That could be interesting. That adds a little bit of the loop hero mechanic in. Right, of like, do we go another section? I don't know if it matches the current idea we had with missions though, but I do like it. Yeah, I'll have a think about that. I'm gonna go make a drink, so I'll be back in a short while. Did AFK not work? Hello. All right, we back. Thank you for holding put. I got myself a coffee, and so we'll plod on for another half hour or so, I think. All right, so where were we at? We were okay. So we need to think about how we get back to that title screen then, right? So let's go back to here. Okay, so I think we need like a mission complete screen. The point of this is to like show how much reputation you've earned. Would there be just generic mission rewards as well? Because that could be part of the how you choose a mission. There could be a guaranteed mission reward, like you get a heal card or you get a new special card, for example. And that could be a reason why you choose that, or a new attack card. It could be like a random attack card. You get reputation points. Yes. So the reputation earned this bit, I agree with that. Whether or not we need to do rewards, as for now, let's say no. But it's something we can consider in future, I guess, right? So reputation earned. Summary of. You might want to have. Would we want a mission summary as well? Potentially, which is like, you know, encounters defeated. Cards earned. Duration, maybe like length of mission or something like that. I don't know. Let's not work too hard on that since we don't have a purpose for it as much. So for now. But okay. But this exiting this screen will send players back to Cattenburg. So they will learn. So this will teach missions reward XP. Reputation. We are. I guess communicates the sense that we are progressing towards a goal. Fill the reputation bar. We can even have like it show on the XP bar. There could be a little indicator, like a. I guess I can draw it since we're. So if we have this screen pop up, and we have our like reputation bar here, and it starts to fill up with. Health is normally green, so let's avoid green. Let's just go down this. So it starts filling up with blue. Let's say that it just gets to here. And then this stuff is the stuff that still needs to be filled in. And then on the UI with that, you may have some kind of, I don't know, if this is in a gold border, let's say, or like a, I don't know, a gold-ish border. And then we might have like a, what level you're currently on. So this should be maybe like your rep level. This jam, sorry, this is for Cattenburg, this work. But in terms of the jam, the next jam we'll be doing will be Ludendorff 50, and that jam takes place at the start of April. So this would be your rep level would be like 1 here. I guess normally how they present this is they have like a 1 and a 2 by here. But then what I was thinking is, could we explain this by having like a rewards section? The thing is, the rewards is going to be just like a story mission, right? But how do we even phrase that? Yeah. How is Twitch broken? Hey, how you doing, Jeanette? I don't know whether you have something like that, or whether you'd have like an arrow, and then like this indicates mission available or something like that. Oh, so a new Cattenburg mission. So maybe this could have like a little icon, like the main quest is like the poor or something like that for now, let's just say. So you get a new mission at that point. Maybe. Oh yeah, Bizarre. I've had that before as well. It's weird. I don't know, even if you try and post it, it may not do it. But sometimes I think I've been able to do it like twice in 2 days. No, we're not. We are not doing a game jam entry. We are currently working on Cattenburg. Cattenburg being a game that we made for a jam in the past. We're fleshing out, trying to work on how we could make it a full-fledged game instead. So just doing some design work on that, and then Brainoid Games, who's in chat as well, will be working on a lot of the development for it. He has been already. It's come along a lot since the game jam. But yeah, we're just trying to finalize like an approach, and so we can see does this work, and then we can make a decision what we want to do from that. Now, to be honest, dude, I've not worked on it on stream for a long time, so I don't. It's not a case of you missing it so much. Give me a sec. Sorry, I just had to reply to a message I'd had. Sorry for that. Only occasional Chattenbergs, indeed. Makes it. At least I'm glad that the quality of the stream stayed the same since I can lip read. It's so clear. Good, good. Glad to hear. And if not, we can always, just to make things beautiful. We can go nice and big. Then you can read all of the lips. Okay. Anyway, we're back to normal size now. I'm glad that the stream quality is all right for you as well. Okay, sorry, someone's asking a Welsh language question from work and I want to reply to it. But we're back now, we're back. Yeah, I'm not on the dev team officially at the moment, Bizarro, that is why. However, the more we piece this together, they hopefully can be little bits that I can take, because this is all new stuff. And also, I think I'm getting my laptop back this week, which will be nice. So I can actually, maybe I can get both Cattenburg and AHA on the laptop. So I can chill out, get some room, space away from my work desk, which is also my streaming desk, and just pitter-patter away. Okay. Yeah, I mean, something maybe not reward. We don't have any other rewards at the moment, so I think this sort of thing will probably be fine. Let's. I don't know why I'm so keen to keep this cat, but it's making me happy, so we're gonna keep it. Okay, so we can just borrow this for a sec. Something like this could work fine. I guess, actually, before, I think we should probably just, it doesn't need to say what level you are if we have the 1 and the 2 on either side. I think this would literally just need to just say reputation instead. Like that. That'd be fine. Okay, so something like that. Let's whack that into the document. So here is a mock-up. Oh, above. It's a mock-up of the reputation. Summary, once you complete a mission. Below this, optionally, we could include a list of things obtained, like cards, gold. Yes, it is. It's a long project that we haven't worked on. You're right. Well, there was a time when neither of us could work on it so much. Brainoid more recently in the last 6 months has had a lot more availability. So there's been progress, a lot, significantly more progress in the last 6 months. But that's on Brainoid's side. I've pretty much been someone to bounce ideas off and to talk about direction, you know? What project are you currently working on, Biz? Okay. So then reputation could go down as well. Yeah. Yeah. I get right now. I guess it's not a huge deal, but if you quit a mission, that could be a negative thing for it. I also think you can have a debuff, like Scaredy Cat, if you quit a mission before finishing it, and that'll like it's a stacking debuff maybe that your character does like 10% less, or their stats are reduced by 10% or something like that, you know? So that would prevent or discourage the cancelling missions. Oh, the catacombs. Yes, I remember because you made it. You improved it. I remember seeing the last version of it. Yeah, it's tricky. I'm not going to criticize you for it, but it does feel good when it starts moving, doesn't it? Working on converting your old jQuery project to React with TypeScript. I managed to solve so many problems today, and then my brain fried. Well, it's still good that you got through those problems. Yeah, it sounds like you made some good progress. So whether your brain is fried or not, at least you got stuff done before it got frazzled. Okay. Okay, so we're now back at Cattenburg then. So what would we expect to happen then? Back at Cattenburg. I guess we're on the home screen now, right? And now they maybe do not need tutorialization. I guess it would be a case of they get to now try and click some of the buttons to say, okay, here's my party. Oh, here's my cards. Whether or not things like the blacksmith and that, they could arrive at town a little later if we want to prevent information overload. Our player to explore. So they can go to the notice board. They could go to the roster. They could go to the deck or card box or something like that, or whatever we call it. Card chest, maybe. I think for now we should like maybe avoid yeah, we got to think about this because they might be low on health, but we want them to heal, but then you can't just wait and heal without going on another mission. So like it makes more sense when you've got more characters. Oh, recruiting as well. New recruits. Maybe. This could be delayed though. Optional. Maybe introduce later. New recruits, blacksmith, or the smithy, cardsmith we called him. And we also had like the cleric, I think we had, and we had the healer. Yeah, that's a problem I'm not sure about, Brainoid. What if you finish that mission and you don't have much health? What are you meant to do? You've only got 3 characters in your party. I am a fried human being. These problems aren't easy since the first time I'm dealing with TypeScript. And was cast polymorph on me. They could turn me into a chicken. I would become fried chicken. Yeah, I think learning a new thing is always going to be challenging. But if you've made progress when learning, that's always a positive. Just keep at it. Do you remember the game The Incredible Machine? No, I've never played it. Oh, the pictures are so small. Yeah, I don't remember that. Is it where you drop a ball and it'll go and do all of the stuff? So it'll go into that. I don't know when the scissors will chop that. That goes up to here. This will blow that down to there. That'll come into here. You can put different items down, I guess, right? Yeah, never seen this before. But yeah, this looks like a fan. Looks like you can change some stuff. This is a string pulled to a trigger, so if that pulls down, that would pull the trigger and shoot the cat. Don't shoot the cat. Yeah, let's hope we don't shoot the cat. You have to build the machine. As in you had to build all of this stuff? Always a cat at the end. There is a number 2 by the looks of it. Yeah, this looks more... Contraption Maker is the spiritual successor to the Incredible Machine, now available on Steam. Contraption Maker. Got a decent amount of reviews. Oh, it's actually from the same people. Oh, that's nice to know, actually. It's not just someone who's taken their idea. But yeah, if I knew it, I'd be more interested. Online multiplayer. But yeah, if you're interested in this, I can probably share. There you go. Anyway, okay. Yeah, Brainoid, any idea about this situation then that we were just raising, or I was raising, is then we get back to the Cattenburg screen, right? But like the current problem I'm facing here is what if the party are on low health? Could you spend just So the predicament here is you'd need to send your party out on low health, which isn't ideal. Long term, you're meant to recover party members, to give party members a rest whilst the others sending out if they need it to recover. But we only have 3 characters. We don't have the option. We don't have the flexibility right now, I guess. Pastime, that crossed my mind as well. But then it feels bad after your first one. After your very first one, that you've got to lose some of that rep that you've just earned. If the party is on low, make a debuff for the force. Well, it's not so much, we don't want to force the party to go, but at the moment it feels like, as this is the first mission and you only have a limited amount of characters to begin with, when they come back, if you don't put them to rest, they might be low on health, which could make the second mission harder. So the idea here, I guess, would be we need a way to say, hey, some of your party members are low on health. If you want to heal them up, you can, but spending more time in the village out rather than doing a mission is going to reduce your reputation. But I worry that gives people the option, Brain. We didn't have that option in Darkest Dungeon. So I think the other option is that we introduce more characters more rapidly. Whether or not another scenario could be, for example, that another group of adventurers then get to town and join your roster. for example. And then you've got 6 characters at your disposal, and you're kind of encouraged then, hey, you should rest these characters and take out the other party. But then you've got 6 characters to manage already. But it could be another warrior, you know, it could be another priest. Yeah, yeah, like that is an option. Jeanette, it's one of those things where try and think, is there a way to make it more natural? Yeah, it's trying to avoid the edge case, right? Because if we heal them up after the mission, they might think we can't teach them that they don't heal up after a mission. That's the slight predicament here. We could also just have like a recruit, make you recruit one character, so at least you've got a character with decent health back. That could be an interesting way to do it, Bizarro. So it's more about getting like a chain. Yeah, that's quite clever actually. That could work because it means if you're right at the start of a level and things go bad, you can just rest and recover and start again. But once you start going, when you get your momentum, you start going up this bar. Once you get towards the top, it's bad then if you take a rest day because you'll lose a chunk. And so that encourages more like character management, right? It's hard to communicate to the player, but I like it. Yeah, so the recruitment is meant to be part of it. I don't know if you've played Darkest Dungeon, DGNet, but they have a kind of system where you go back to a base and you can replenish your characters or buy new characters. So it's kind of similar to that, and they don't limit you. Well, they kind of do, because you don't always. You have a max amount of characters you could have, I guess. Hmm. I'm not a huge fan of like, hey, maybe we can just force the first node on the second mission to be a healing one. That could help. And then they could gain another character on that mission. Yeah, a bit like that, DGNet, but with a card game as the bulk kind of mechanic. Well, I think that they've probably learned about healing already, right? From the campfire. Or do you mean like the healer, as in the actual healing building? Aren't we giving them more than one mission now? Yes. Yeah, but at the start of either of those missions, we could just force a healing node at the start of either one. Or something like that. Like, if this is your second mission, then give a healing node at the start. Or maybe this could just be in the first area. There's always a branch you can go to that has healing. Just yeah, it's a bit of it's not a huge problem, but it is a little bit of a problem, isn't it, that we need to think about. Is there a guild? There's a concept of like a roster, which is like all the characters that are part of your crew, but you only take 3 out on an adventure each at a time. Yeah, they've learned about the healing already, so I feel if we could just force a campfire on the start of the second mission, then that gives them the choice. Because although I do really like, I like the balance of what Bizarro suggested. And like spinning off what you suggested, Brain, about you could rest, you could skip a mission and your reputation goes down. Well, it's a specification of what you said, really, isn't it, Brain? It's fleshing out some of the details. But then, how do we give that option to the player? Because the idea is that normally you would manage your characters, and so you could say, okay, character E, F, and G, you're going to go to the healer this week, but then you would go off on a mission with the remaining party. So you got to think from a UI and how the users play in this. How are they going to have that option to say no one goes out on an adventure? Maybe it'd be on the notice board itself, where it'll say take a week off or something like that. Rest 1 week button. Do we think it belongs on the notice board to tie in the kind of contextual relationship between we're not going on a mission? It's an alternative to a mission, right? Because otherwise it may not be clear. I feel that they should be somehow tied together. All right, I think we'll try the rest option for now and see how it feels. Yeah, that could work, Brain. Skip the mission is giving them a high level mission, and then the mission giver would break the fourth wall and press the skip button by themselves. Wow, that's a future us problem. Probably want to keep that fourth wall intact, though. Okay. So that problem, we're going to deal with this now is notice board. This is the screen. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say here is player will learn to come here when they are ready to progress time, either via a mission or through taking a rest week. Rest weeks will reduce the we could call it guild, by the way. Guild is a nice name for the kind of roster, since it's a single player game. This is feeling like Football Manager again. It is, man. But there is going to be elements of that, right? Or are you concerned about it? At the moment, okay. Resting weeks will reduce the roster XP by a percentage of the current roster XP. This means it more punishing the closer you get to a new reputation level. Yeah, indeed. I think having some good, fine solutions for now is good, and when it plays out, that's when we'll be in a better position to kind of work out what feels good. Roster sounds like rooster. Well, yeah, I like the term guild. What do you reckon, Brainoid? Asking Brainoid because he's co-developer on this, as much as I appreciate everyone else's opinion. You've mentioned chicken twice, did you, Net? I think you were hungry for chicken before. Reinforcing it. I never saw a roster in the RPG. Okay, yeah. I think, oh, can we join your guild? Sounds cute as well from an RPG point of view, right? I only saw an MPA. Pippin! From downtown! So maybe we... do you feel the word guild is fine, Brian? We have factions. We do have factions, but the guild is like the group of controllable characters, right? I think it's good to have that separate from factions. Or are you thinking more that we should be our own faction? And you get to name your faction, and you get to choose a banner, and we're playing Fellowship Manager 2022. The party is tricky because party is our who goes out on an adventure, the group of 3, right? I think we'll go for guild for now. Why when I double click it, does it select up to the space? I'm gonna have to just change my copy to have a space in it as well. I know there's probably a select all or whatever in here, but I'm fine with this. It makes me make sure that I'm happy with where we've actually used this term. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Like guild normally in an RPG is like, if it's an online one, is the idea that you can invite friends and you can all be part of the same kind of team that you've made for your own purposes. But in a single player, you don't normally have guild in that sense. So, but it'll give you that concept that there's different characters, right? So I quite like that. All right. I think we may have dealt with all the rosters now. There we go. Okay. I don't know what Isekai guild is, unfortunately. But right, we got 5 minutes left. So let's try and get this looks like we're coming to the loop then, and so I then need to come up with some generic quests, and then I need to come up with maybe 2 reputation missions, and then the final one could be like a boss mission, and then we could have other zones then. So that would be our Cattenburg region, and then we'd start getting missions for another region that we'd go to help and support in, perhaps, to progress the story along a bit. Okay. Yeah, okay. As your guild grows, you can rotate characters adventurers, so you do not need to take rest weeks. Yeah, I like that, because that gives you a recovery mechanic. Although there's I guess at the start of every level, yeah, it kind of makes it almost like a fresh reset every time. I don't think it's too bad. If you can't go down a rank, and you just rest, and you stay at the bottom of your rank, I mean, they're just wasting their time. I don't think there's any negative to it. You just make sure that you're all starting on full health, ready for that next chapter. The only thing where it could be an issue is if you want to, like, if people have got diseases or something like that that normally take time to heal, that you could kind of cheese that mechanic. But we can deal with that when we come to that problem, I think. Okay. So, still to plan. A list of 10 generic missions that are used to accumulate reputation with Lady Cattenburg. Okay, so we need that. Okay, there we go. It's because I shift entered. We need rank 2 mission, rank 3 mission, and then rank 4 will be conclusion or end of chapter, perhaps. Would we start on rank 1 or would you start on rank 0? I think it feels crap. Your first rank you get is, oh, you're rank 1. No, you should start on rank 1. So maybe rank 1 mission could be the tutorial mission. Shut up, Brado. Shut up. These are put on the notice board with the map being procedurally generated based on the type of mission. We can start from -2. What are you on about? Doesn't make sense. So start a chapter. I like that because, like, future content then would be like chapter 2. So you'd have a rank 2 story mission. So this would be like set the scene, introduce a new area that needs help. A new area would have new enemies, new environmental effects that impact the card game. A new story, and then rank 2 story mission. This should be like oh, hang on, wait there. So this isn't rank 2 anymore. Sorry, this would be rank 5, I guess, if we're doing it like that for some reason. Rank 6 would be story continues. Rank 7 story mission. Be story continues as well. Like at this point, we could explore like one of those parallel ones, I guess. Yeah, maybe we'll do 6A and we'll do 6B. parallel story continues, just so we can explore that implementation. And then we have rank. Oh, it's going to be rank. Yeah, no, they both open up at rank 6. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, rank 7 then could be our story mission, end of chapter. Let's just go with that for now. So I can do this recent now. This stuff can wait till later. But I think if I can do this, that gives us a minimum viable product sort of target, I guess, for having a bit of a working flow of the game, so that we can iterate and test things a bit better than what we currently can. Do you have any input, Brainoid, before I wrap up, good sir? And thanks, chat, for being here as well. It's been nice to have some good company. Thanks for getting involved. Rank 1 could be a herb collection mission. Well, we are starting with some basic stuff, taking supplies. So the idea with the story mission would be like, well, I guess we don't need to plan this, right? I can strike this out. Can we strike out? Okay, we've done this already, right? That's fine. That'll do. The point of these is that it's just like episodic storytelling in a way, right? And maybe at chapter 2, this is where we could like introduce the like maybe like the forger or the cardsmith. They might be introduced before, who knows? But like they're good points where you can change things up a bit, you know. Oh, is this the Brainoid art? Ah, look at them. Brainoid, do you want to tell chat what they called? So Brainoid has been he made some new monsters, and it's we need to wait until we know exactly what we're doing before Spacey we get Spacey to do the real art for it. So Spacey's gone, Brainoid's gone and made us some temporary rats. We have the Templar rat here. We have the Tundrat, and then we have the Raticorn. Isn't it glorious? I think you've actually done a really good job with them, Brain. This one is the most silly. For these two. Natalie will hate you. Master Splinter, he does have that look. He does have that vibe. What happened to his poor tail, though? Poor boy. Look at the rainbow tail. It's such an unnatural shape. I love it. Thank you, Brainoid. You did make me smile when you shared that earlier in the week. Maybe I should make this my wallpaper. So dumb. Okay.